Live from WTVO 17 and your home team, Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Roughly 6 months in, a local business rides a popular wave in Illinois. The impact may go beyond that business's walls.
Federal regulators spend most of the day considering what looks like a promising weapon in the battle against COVID-19. The outcome may decide how soon a vaccine is available.
The pandemic just adds to the struggles families with a sick child go through. Community members help out without leaving their cars.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. Illinois is close to the one-year anniversary of recreational marijuana becoming legal in the state. Sales numbers show it's been a popular decision.
In South Beloit, the popularity of Sunnyside dispensary means big money. Ari Bruckman spoke with the city's mayor, who believes their success will benefit the entire business community.
It's a perfect site. It's less than a minute off the expressway.
Sunnyside dispensary opened in South Beloit in mid-July and was expected to bring in significant profits within the first year. South Beloit Mayor Ted Rail tells me it's safe to say they've exceeded expectations.
They were projecting sales that were, we thought, astronomical, and I really don't want to get into that, but actually it's happened.
Those revenues will benefit Sunnyside and the city.
$1 billion in cannabis sales throughout the state. Well, that reflects exactly how the sales have been going at the South Beloit store. And so that generates a significant amount of sales tax revenue to the city.
The pandemic has slowed the process for other businesses moving into the area. However, Mayor Rail remains optimistic Sunnyside's success will pave the way for others.
We think that as we begin to chug or grind towards normality, that we're going to see a renewed interest because there's plenty of property to be developed around there.
Sunnyside spokesperson Jason Urkis says, unlike most, they've seen many more customers come in during the pandemic.
With any business, they want to be where the people are. So just like a shopping mall that puts in an anchor tenant because they know other stores will want to come because the people are there, I think we've kind of anchored this corridor in South Beloit, and other businesses are looking at it as an opportunity because we're drawing between 4,000 and 6,000 customers a week to the area.
Reporting in South Beloit, for your home team, I'm Ari Bruckman.
A Freeport man is hurt after an early morning shooting in the city. This happened a little after midnight Wednesday near South State Avenue and East Frank Street. Officers found the 23-year-old lying in the street. He was taken to a local hospital. No word on how severe his injuries are. If you have any information, call Freeport Police or State Line Area Crime Stoppers.
In Janesville, police look for help solving a pair of crimes. The first involves a shooting at the Quick Trip gas station on South Highway 51. It happened around 6 in the evening, November 25th. Witnesses told investigators a dark-colored SUV was chasing a silver sedan when someone fired 2 shots. They were caught on surveillance cameras. Both fled toward Interstate 90. Shell casings were found at the scene. No one was hurt. The car's described as a silver 2005 to 2010 Chrysler 300. The SUV is a dark-colored 2007 to 2014 Lincoln Navigator. Janesville police also need your help finding this man. He was caught by security cameras looking into a home on Carousel Lane. This happened over the last week. Investigators say he's a male between 20 and 25. He was wearing a hooded sweatshirt and jogging pants. The suspect also had facial hair and wore glasses with thin frames. If you have any information on either case, call Janesville Police or Crime Stoppers.
Hundreds of firefighters battled a warehouse fire this morning in Chicago. That fire broke out at an auto supply company. People could see the massive plume of black smoke from miles away. More than 250 firefighters responded. Investigators say the structure was fully engulfed by flames. The building will most likely end up being demolished. The fire is considered a hazardous materials incident since the building held more than 100,000 auto parts. No one was hurt.
COVID testing across Illinois reveals more than 11,000 new cases of the virus. 196 people died. 14 of those come from our region. As of last night, more than 5,000 patients were in the hospital with COVID. Almost 1,100 of those are in the ICU, and just over 600 are on ventilators.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is expected to issue emergency use authorization for a Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. That could happen later tonight.
Throughout the day, the agencies listened to testimony from scientists, doctors, Pfizer, even participants in the trial in order to make a decision. Alexandra Limon has details as she keeps you connected to the nation's capital.
In a virtual meeting, Pfizer's senior vice president told the FDA the company has not found any serious safety concerns in their trials. The Pfizer executive also said the side effects are usually mild to moderate and consistent with what's expected from a trial that involves many people who are older or have comorbidities. Evan Fine, a participant in the Pfizer trial, told the FDA he believes he received the real vaccine, experienced only mild side effects, and has not contracted COVID-19 in the 5 months since his first dose.
Absent compelling reason not to authorize it, it is simply immoral and unethical to deny the vaccine to healthcare workers or first responders who want it.
Nevada Senator Jackie Rosen has a message for Americans worrying the vaccine was developed too quickly.
We have to trust the scientists. We can trust this vaccine. There's no ulterior motives if that's what people are thinking of. The whole world, this virus is attacking all of us, and we have to get out of it together.
Despite emergency use authorization for the vaccine, the FDA and Pfizer say they will continue to monitor and study participants in the trials and the effects of the vaccine. In Washington, Alexandra Limon.
A Rockford hospital helps raise holiday cheer for some patients. Mercy Health held a holiday Give a Gift drive this morning at its Riverside campus. This year is a little different thanks to COVID. Donors pulled up and dropped off money and gift cards. The cards will go to families with babies in the NICU. Organizers say this time of year can be tough on families that spend weeks, sometimes months, in the hospital with a sick child.
We do like spread some holiday cheer, and especially our NICU families who probably are going to end up spending their holidays here at the hospital. So we want to support them and give them a little bit of joy and give them an opportunity to, order some food, get it delivered, spend some time with their babies here.
Those who gave today received a cookie making kit as a thank you.
The Rockford Chamber of Commerce names its pick for Manufacturer of the Year.
The award went to Ingersoll Machine Tools during a virtual event. Ingersoll works with aerospace, defense, energy, and heavy industrial customers. The annual award recognizes outstanding manufacturing companies that use technology to compete and grow. Ingersoll recently revealed it would expand its assembly and contract manufacturing facilities in 2021. That includes a 50,000 square foot expansion project. Rock Valley College seals away a treasure trove of items for a future generation to discover. RVC President Dr. Howard Spearman placed a time capsule behind the cornerstone of the Educational Resource Center this morning.
Inside are documents, photos, and videos. There are also some items that represent life at RVC in 2020. Among them, a mask and hand sanitizer. 2 weeks ago, the college opened a time capsule left behind in 1970. It contained student handbooks, letters, radio and TV film reels, and other items. The 2020 capsule will remain sealed until 2070.
Now, your first warned weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
A big thank you to Amanda Moore for sharing her beautifully decorated home. Says her husband Travis has a wonderful time putting up all the decorations, and the kids enjoy seeing the aftermath of that. And I think that house is absolutely gorgeous. So thank you to Amanda and Travis for sharing your beautifully decorated Christmas home. You can share your holiday photos, see King at WTVO.com. For some, we are going to get some snow for the weekend. For others, it is going to come down as mostly all rain, and a decent amount of rain at that. But we are going to stay dry here as we go through the night tonight. A live look with our Mercy Sky Track camera now over downtown Rockford, kind of looking off to our south and southwest. You might have noticed a little more cloud cover moving in. That'll lead to a mostly cloudy sky as we go through the night tonight. Our weather watcher Bob here in Rockford this last hour checking in with 52. Sandy down in the Kirkland Fairdale area said it was an absolutely gorgeous day, 49 degrees, and that relative humidity at 52%. We're at 50 in Rockford, 41 in Belvedere, 46 now in DeKalb, and 44 in Rochelle. We'll see those numbers drop off in the 30s as we go through the night tonight. Now you might notice that temperature contrast here on our map. We've actually got a dry cold front up to the northwest. You see temperatures falling, but not a big drop in the numbers behind that front, and that is
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with David Greenberg.
The Packers are without question one of the top teams in the NFL, but their biggest flaw this season has been their defense. Against the Lions on Sunday, they'll get to face a guy who, in the past, has quite literally ran circles around them. Anybody that roots for an NFC North team knows the name Adrian Peterson, one of the best running backs of all time. Peterson will play in his 21st career game against the Packers on Sunday. Peterson has over 2,200 total yards against the Packers and has found the end zone 17 times in his 14 years in the league alone against the Packers. Peterson might have done most of his damage long before current head coach Matt LaFleur was in charge, but he still knows the type of damage the 35-year-old back can do.
Adrian's still he's still violent and productive, and man, he's been doing it for a really long time at an elite level. Got a lot of respect for him, just his ability to be able to do this for such a long time.
For the Bears this season, they've had the opposite problem the Packers have had. It's been a spotty offense and, for the most part, stellar defense. That is until the last couple of games when they've given up a combined 75 points and allowed the Lions to pull off a come-from-behind victory last week. In my opinion, you can't put all the blame on the defense. They've held strong while this offense has wavered. You have to imagine their morale is not at its peak during this 6-game losing streak. And on Sunday, ahead of their matchup with the Texans, who just so happen to have one of the top young dual-threat quarterbacks in the league in Deshaun Watson, defensive coordinator Chuck Pagano has got his work cut out for him.
They go down the field, bing, 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 bing. You know, that's definitely not us. And I know you guys see it and say that's not Chicago Bear defense. And that falls on me. That's my responsibility to make sure that those things don't happen.
That's it for sports. We'll be right back.
First Warn Interactive Radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and more. That'll be pretty handy in these next couple of days as we got some rain tomorrow, changing over to snow on Saturday.
All right, thanks, Candace.
And thank you for spending a little of your time with us. Stay safe.